Hi everyone, and welcome back to Coffee with My Sunshine. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you like what you see and consider subscribing. Today's DIY is going to be one that has been requested by a few of you, and it's a 4th of July or patriotic type decor. So I hope you like this Pottery Barn inspired banner. So all you'll need for this is some twine or rope, some burlap. I'm using this Gorilla Glue because I might put this banner outside and I want it to hold up. A sponge, scissors, paintbrush, and some outdoor acrylic paint. And this is called patio paint. These are my mom's, but she's letting me borrow them. See how I like them. And you're going to also need some tape, which I forgot to show until later in the video. So for the triangles on this banner, you're just going to use some burlap, and I just kind of eyeballed it and cut the size triangle that I liked. I know you can get these type banners, I think, already made at Michael's or even Walmart, but since I already had burlap and twine, I thought I could make my own and it would be super cheap. And then I just started laying the triangles that I'd already cut down onto the burlap and kind of flip-flopping them so that I was using up the fabric without a bunch of scrap. And now for the red and white ones, I ended up only using 4 of these because I didn't start the banner with a red and white one, so I kind of screwed that up. I might add more because I want to hang this outside. But for the red and white ones, all you're going to do is take some tape and you're going to create lines. So where you put the tape is going to be where you paint it white, and the part that you're leaving of the burlap showing, that's going to be red. And you can do as many stripes as you want. I'm going to do 5 red stripes. And make sure it's pushed down really well because you don't want any bleed through. And you could spray paint this, but like I said, I wanted to try that outdoor acrylic paint that my mom had given me. Be careful when removing the tape. It kind of pulls at the edges, which I kind of liked. It made it look a little bit more rustic. And it could fray the edges, but if you don't mind that, then go ahead. Give it a good yank. So for the stars, I didn't have a stamp or anything that I could use, so I thought I would go ahead and take an old sponge that I had that was all dried up, and I figured I would draw a star on a piece of paper, which for some reason was harder than it should have been. And then I'm just going to cut it out of the sponge so that I can use that to kind of stamp onto the flags. But if you already have a stamp, then you can go ahead and skip this part. For the first blue triangle flag, I wanted to put on the burlap, or I'm sorry, on the twine, just to kind of see how much of the top edge is going to be gone, because that's going to fold over the twine. And I just wanted to get an idea before I start stamping it with the stars. And since I might be putting this outside, I wanted to use Gorilla Glue. And for the Gorilla Glue, you have to dampen the surface first. That's kind of what activates it. So I just used a piece of the sponge that we cut off and got it wet. And then I'm just going to dab it along the top part of the flag. And then add the Gorilla Glue and also some hot glue, because that will hold the burlap in place until the Gorilla Glue dries, which takes a few hours. And I got a new hot glue gun, which was from my parents. They got me some crafting supplies for Mother's Day. So this part was really fun for me, kind of took me back to being a kid, I guess. But you're going to take the sponge that you cut into a star shape, and you're going to dab it into the white paint and make sure you get all the corners, the edges, everything really good. And I dabbed it a few times so that I didn't have a big gob of paint on the flag. And then I'm just going to do 3 across on the top, 2 in the center, and then 1 on the bottom, kind of like the one that I saw at Pottery Barn. Like I said, you're going to want to push kind of hard on all the edges so that you get the complete shape. So while the white stars are drying, we're going to do the white stripes on the red flags. And you're just going to take a little bit smaller paintbrush than you used for the blue paint, just so you can get in there, because you don't want to touch the red or it'll turn into a pink stripe. So then wherever the burlap's showing, you're just going to paint those white. And you're going to just repeat the same process that you did for the first flag, just by using the damp sponge on the very top before you put the Gorilla Glue down and hot glue. And then you're just going to alternate between the 2 colored flags. Well, I hope you guys liked this 4th of July or patriotic little banner that I made. I have another 4th of July decor piece that I would like to do, and hopefully I'll get it out this week. If not, I will see you on Monday. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate all of your love and support, and I'll see you next time. Bye!